Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Okay, I was just waiting for a few people to join us, and I can see that we have about 11 participants on this call now. So I guess we can go ahead and start the session. And I believe other people will join us as we proceed. So I've muted everyone now. What is going to happen is that at the end of the presentation, I'll open up the space for questions and answers. If you have anybody with questions regarding our product, I will open up the space so that you can ask your questions. But I'm very excited to be with you today to present our brand new product. We're launching a new product today, and I'm sure you're going to like it. Your clients are going to like the product as well. So just stay with me. I'll do the presentation in about 15. Presentation will last about 15 to 20 minutes or thereabouts. And then after I'm done, we'll have our Q&A. So if anybody has any questions, you can feel free, just raise your hand and the admin will then unmute, or I'll unmute you, and then you can ask your questions. So I'm really excited about this and I can't wait to get started. Okay, so if you just give me a few seconds, let me share my screen so I can go ahead and start the presentation. Okay, I believe you can all see my screen. Okay. So here we go. Sorry, let me just. Okay. So the Vantage Pointe Estate, that's the name of the estate. The Vantage Pointe Estate, that's the name of the estate that we are launching this morning. Now, what are our plans for the estate? First and foremost, we intend to build a best-in-class estate, service estate with modern infrastructure. So this is not one of those estates that will just launch and that will be the end of it. No. We intend to build a best-in-class estate with infrastructure, with roads, with drainage, with street lights, and all the works, okay? So all of that is going to be there. To build homes for subscribers to live in, to either live in or rent out. So beyond just selling land, we also intend to sell houses. And I'm going to go into details of some of those housing developments that we intend to build later on in the presentation. Of course, to ensure a peaceful habitation for all our residents. So the estate is going to be fully serviced. We're going to have security. We're going to have other services as well. All of those details will be provided in due course. And of course, we intend to manage the estate facilities in the most affordable and efficient manner. Now, there are two things in that statement. One, affordability, and two, efficiency. So we intend to ensure that service charges, when they are determined, will be as affordable as possible and also efficient. So what is our competitive advantage? I believe we have a strong brand. The PWAN Stars is a growing brand. We're quite strong. We've set ourselves apart as one company that only deals in perfectly titled lands that are perfected. C of O, governor's consent. We've been doing that for about 3 years now, and we do not intend to stop. We have a brand that is growing. We're not perfect. We still have our shortcomings like every other company, but we are growing quite fast. We have an experienced management. I have been doing this business for about a decade or thereabouts. Myself and the executive director of the company has been doing the business for about a decade as well. All our other management staff members also have quite a bit of experience in real estate, so we're quite excited about that. We have a dedicated team, and we are committed to service delivery. If there's anything that stands us apart from the competition, I would say it is this particular point. We do not joke with service delivery. We are very deliberate about it. And again, our pricing, as you would see during the course of this presentation, our pricing is extremely affordable. In fact, in that axis, the axis where we have this estate called the Vantage Pointe Estate, we are one of many developers that have properties there, I've checked the prices, I've done comparisons, and I can tell you quite unequivocally that our pricing is by far the most affordable. And you'd see the comparison in a subsequent slide before the end of this presentation. So let's go into the details of the product. Let's dive into the details of this product. Let's see what it is that I'm talking about. The title, as you've come to know us for, is C of O. So we don't joke with our titles. It's C of O land. That is not even negotiable. It's located off Monastery Road, Sangotedo. So when you get to the end of the monastery, that T junction, you turn left, drive down, and then you take your right, then you go all the way down, almost towards the end of the road. That's where it's located. So it's about 4-5 minutes drive from the monastery junction. Access road is motorable. In fact, they are actually doing the road right now as I speak to you. The company is doing the road all the way from the monastery junction down to the Atlantic Ocean, down to the beach. So that road access is being done. We are very excited about that. They've done the filling, they've done the leveling. The paving stones have been placed beside the road access. So at any moment from now, they're going to start laying those paving stones and the road will be perfectly motorable. It's actually motorable, very much motorable as it is now, but then by the time they lay the paving stones, it's going to be fantastic. The other amenities that are there are electrification. So they've also installed electric cables. They've installed electric cables right on site. So that's also something that is quite exciting. So right down from the monastery junction all the way to our site, you have electric cables that have been fully installed. So we're not going to have any problem with electricity in the estates. Now, in the neighborhood, what do we have in the neighborhood? We have several other residential estates springing up. We have the Novare Mall. Giwa Gardens is an example. Giwa Gardens is actually a water park that is being built right off the monastery road, not very far from where our site is. That's also something that we're quite excited about. And it's close to the beach. That's very, very, very interesting. It's actually just a walking distance, about 5 to 10 minutes walk from the beach. So for people who love to have properties that are close to the beach, close to the Atlantic Ocean, it is very close to the beach. So that's something that is exciting. Further details, we're selling service plots. We're also selling unserviced plots. That's our land banking scheme. In fact, we're starting with our land banking scheme. That's the unserviced plots, and I'll be explaining what that is all about very shortly. We're also going to have apartments. That's very exciting to note. We're having apartments in this estate. We're having detached houses, and I'll be explaining a bit more what those detached houses are all about. And we're providing details of the detached houses, not now, not in this presentation, but over the next couple of weeks. We'll be providing more details on that. And of course, we would have recreational facilities. We would have a gym, we would have a swimming pool, a clubhouse, a playground, and other recreational facilities will be provided. We are still in the process of concluding on exactly what facilities would be provided in the estate, but I can assure you that would provide nothing short of the best in this particular estate. So details of the detached houses, as I said earlier, will be provided later. Now, the price. That's the big one, the price. Now, before I mention the price, I'll have to state that this price is strictly based on our innovative land banking scheme. So this is strictly for land banking subscribers. Who are land banking subscribers? Subscribers that intend to invest in land for resale. So you just want to buy land and sell at a higher price. And I can assure you that once we launch this estate, the price is going to go up in a very, very short period of time. So people who are interested in just buying land and keeping it for resale at a future date. So here's the price. 13.9 million just for the first 5 plots. 13.5 million for the first 5 plots. Now, what is even more interesting is beyond the 13.9 million, there are no other charges required. The moment you pay your 13.5 million, we would give you your documents and you'll be entitled to an allocation. We'll do the allocation on the layouts immediately or within a very short period, and the allocation on the site will be done at a later period. The reason why we cannot do the allocation on site immediately is because we need to prepare the place, we need to do some filling work and all of that before we can do the allocation on the site. But the moment you pay the 13.9 million, you are done. That's it. We will not ask you to pay anything else. That is if you are subscribing to the land banking, or if your client is subscribing to the land under the land banking scheme, there will be no other charges required beyond the 13.9 million. But this price is just for the first 5 plots. After the first 5 plots have been sold, the price would go up. Now, some other benefits: the survey plan fee is waived. We're not charging. We're going to provide a complimentary unregistered survey plan, a complimentary unregistered survey plan, and that would not be charged. We will not charge you or your client for that. Plot demarcation fee waived. When we're doing our allocation on site, we're not going to charge any extra fee for that. Transfer of title fee waived as well. So quite unlike many other real estate companies that would ask you to, or ask your clients to pay a certain fee for transfer of title, we have decided to waive that fee completely. Okay. Land and development levy are not required for land banking subscribers. So we would have a separate scheme for those who would like to have their plots in the developed areas. But for the purpose of those who are buying or investing in our land banking scheme, legal and development levy will not be required. Plot size is 250 square meters. Now that plot size is big enough to build a 5-bedroom duplex, right? A 5-bedroom duplex, you can park up to 3-4 cars right on a 250 square meter plot of land. And then obviously after the initial 5 plots have been sold, the price will go up by at the very least, 20 to 30%. Now let's do a bit of comparison, okay, between estates within that area. Estate A, now this is not any particular estates. I'm just giving an idea of the sort of price range of estates that I've seen based on my observation of other properties within that monastery axis. You have properties going for 18 million, 20 million, 23 million, even more. Some are doing up to as much as 30 million per plot. But for our estate, it's just 13.9 million with no other charges. Now, those other estates that have their properties at 18, 20, 23 and above, they will still ask you to pay extra this, extra sand filling levy, extra development this, extra fees for legal documentation, survey. We would not charge you for that. The clients, once they pay the 13.9, that's it. If they are subscribing to the land banking scheme, if they then decide that they want to go for the developed plots, for the service plots, obviously certain charges will be applicable. So what are the clients' incentives that we brought into this scheme? First and foremost, if you are buying up to 2 plots, we would give you a 50% discount on your corner piece premium. There's a premium of 10% for those who want to have who want to be allocated on a corner piece. We're going to slash that premium by 50% if you subscribe to up to 2 plots on an outright basis. If you decide, or if your client decides to subscribe to 4 plots, we're giving that client a 5% discount on the price of the land. So even that 13.9 million, as low as it is, we're even willing to give a further discount by providing a discount of 5% for 4 plots. And if the client is buying up to 6 plots, we'll provide a 7.5% discount on outright purchase. Again, like I said earlier, giving out free survey plans, complete waiver of title transfer charges, and so many other incentives. Okay, of course, terms and conditions apply. Now, this is something that I'm really, really excited about. This is something that is quite new in the industry. I'm not sure many other developers do this. We're introducing what is called our innovative land mortgage scheme. So we are all used to mortgages for houses, right? Now, what we're saying is that even if you want to subscribe to buy to land, you don't have the full amount, you don't have the 13.9 million naira, you can actually pay over a period of time through our mortgage scheme. So we're partnering with a mortgage bank to provide mortgages for potential subscribers. Okay, so that's very, very exciting. Equity contribution is 50%, meaning that the subscriber is required to pay 50% upfront, and the balance of the other 50% can be spread over a period of up to 24 months. Guys, this is extremely exciting news. The balance can be spread. So some people would say, oh, they don't have 13, they don't have 14, they don't have 20 million. That's not a problem. We'll take what they have, 50%, and even that 50%, we can even negotiate, and then they would allow them to spread the balance over a period of up to 24 months. But that would be between them and the mortgage bank. Once the mortgage is approved, the mortgage bank will disburse the balance to us outrightly, and the subscriber can then pay the mortgage bank on a monthly basis over the next 18 to maximum of 24 months. Interest rates are very competitive. Obviously, we'll be sharing details of those interest rates over the course of time. Processing time for the mortgage is very, very fast. I can assure you of that. Now, the clients must meet certain specific criteria for them to qualify for the mortgage scheme. They must meet certain specific criteria, but it's available to everybody who has a source of income, whether you're into paid employment or self-employment. In other words, whether you are a salary earner or a business owner, you are entitled to this land mortgage scheme. But there will be profiling that will be done. So the subscriber is going to be fully profiled before the mortgage bank can then, our partner mortgage bank can then approve that loan, and they can then start subscribing to our mortgage scheme. So this is quite exciting. So what are we've spoken about the client incentives. What are the partner incentives? So we have some incentives that we'll put together. If you sell one plot, we are going to run free social media ads, right? You're not going to pay for these ads. We'll have our in-house digital marketing expert. They will take your details. They will run social media, very, very high converting social media ads will be run. We'll take care of the entire package, from the lead generation to follow-up emails. All of that will be done on your behalf, absolutely free of charge. And you'll also be entitled to household items. That's if you sell one plot. Household items being fridge, freezer, AC, fan, whatever it is that you decide, would give you the choice of items you want to receive. If you sell two plots, we would also run the free social media ads, and then you'll be entitled to an all-expense paid trip abroad. We have a trip we're planning currently to Cape Town, South Africa. That will be done during this year. Before the end of this year, we'll be going on that trip. So you can actually qualify for that trip if you sell up to 2 plots of land in this estate. Now, if you sell between 3 and 4 plots, you'll get the ads, you get the household items, and you'll also get the foreign trip. If you sell between 5 and 9 plots, you'll get the ads, which are free, and you get a car award, a sedan. That's a salon car. You'll get a car award if you sell between 5 and 9 plots. And if you sell 10 plots and above, you'll get the free social media ads, and you'll also get a car award. But this time around, you will not get a sedan, you'll get an SUV for 10 plots and above. So that's quite exciting for our partners. Now, this is the flyer, the official flyer of the estates. As I said earlier, it's a land banking scheme. The name of the estate is called Vantage Pointe Estate. It comes with a C of O, located by Monastery Road, Sangotedo. Promo price of 13.9 million for the first 5 plots. No other fees required. No other fees are required. Once you pay the 13.9 million, or your client pays the 13.59 million, that's it. They get their documentation, and we will then start working on their allocation. Now, introducing the Edifice Phase 2 apartments. For those of us who know what the Edifice is all about, it's our housing development. We started the Edifice Phase 1 about 7-8 months ago, somewhere in Sangotedo, Ajayakata Estate to be precise, and we are about 60 or so percent, 60-70% complete. Now we intend to bring that same project into this estate. That's what we are planning to do. So let me just show you a few slides that depict how the estate would look like when it's done. So that's the approved view of the edifice. That's the side view. This is also the side view. This is an interior depiction of the living room of the edifice apartments. This is the bedroom. Voila, this is where we are currently. So I told you earlier that we're about 60% complete. So this is where we are. This picture was taken about 4 or 5 days ago. So I'm sure they've even gone beyond this as I speak. So this is exactly, you can see that the way it looks now is already, it's looking very similar to how the 3D impression looks like. So we are not compromising on our quality whatsoever. Work is going on. If you go to the site today, you would see the workers on site. Even on a public holiday, they are working. Okay. So what are the project highlights? We're doing 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, and 3 bedroom apartments there. All rooms will be en suites, spacious living rooms with dining area, uninterrupted power supply. So we're working with a solar company to provide solar generated uninterrupted power supply. Okay, that's quite exciting. And the solar will cover everything from lights to fan to fridge to ACs. Everything will be fully powered by solar. Smart home automation, we're introducing this. We don't have smart home automation feature in the phase 1, but we intend to introduce it in the phase 2. And of course, high speed Wi-Fi internet access, and it's going to be fully serviced. Now, in terms of the pricing, we cannot give you the exact pricing now because we are not concluded with all of the planning details. But just to give an idea, the price range will be approximately 20 to 45 million for the 1 bed, the 2 bed, and the 3 beds. So specific prices will be communicated very soon. But this is just to give you a bit of a range of the sort of promo launch prices that we will be announcing very soon. Oh, okay. And we'll also have a gym as well in this development. So what are the incentives that we are giving our partners for selling the edifice? If you sell 1 unit, you'll get free social media ads and all expense paid trips abroad. If you sell 2 units, you'll get free social media ads and a car award. If you sell 4 units, you get the free social media ads and an SUV. That's for 4 units. And if you sell up to 9 units, in addition to your social media ads, would give you a house. So we're going to give you 1 of the units for free if you can sell up to 9 units. Of course, terms and conditions would apply. So all of those specific terms will definitely be communicated to you over the next few weeks. But this is that last point. That's why it's in bold. It's really, really something I think you should go for. Sell 9 units, and it's not impossible to sell 9 units. It's something that's actually within reach. You will get a free unit to yourself, okay? Now, that's something I think you should be very excited about. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being a part of this presentation. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. You can just raise up your hand and I'll give you, I'll unmute you and ensure that you are able to ask those questions. Thank you. So do we have any questions from anyone? Anybody with any questions for me? Any questions from anybody? Feel free to raise your hands. Okay, I can see a question from Collins. I've unmuted you, Collins, so please go ahead and ask your question.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for the presentation. I joined in a bit late, so I just wanted to find out the location. The suite you're talking about. Where is it located?
The location of the land?
No, not the land. The unit, the housing unit.
Okay, the units. Okay, the units. Ajayakata, Newtown. Ajayakata is in Sangotedo. It's a it's a community just beside the popular Crown Estate in Sangotedo. It's about 3 minutes or
Yes,
2
I know
minutes drive from
Ajayapata. I
Barrymore.
know.
Yes.
All right. I know. Thank you.
Yeah, that's where it's located. So if you want to go come see it, you can always come. We can take you to the site for inspection, just so you look around.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
We're delivering that project in August. That's the plan. We intend to deliver that project in August this year. Okay, thank you, Collins. Ihe Nacho, you have a question? Please go ahead and ask a question.
Okay, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
So I actually joined when you started. That we are about 10 or 11 participants. So, but
Okay.
the line has been breaking. You know, cutting you some places when we were doing the explanation of the estate. But besides, my question is the estate that we are launching today, is it only for units or also involve land property, physical land property? Because I have a client that I've been waiting for you to launch this property, that wants to buy a property that he wants to develop a hotel, which means he will be looking to subscribe for a commercial. So I hear you saying unit. Is it also involve land where a client can also subscribe, sir?
Okay. Thank you for your question, Nacho. So if you maybe you didn't join at the start. At the start of the presentation, I mentioned that we're having both land and building developments. So for someone who wants to buy land, that's what we're actually launching now. It's the land. The building to be done much later. What we're launching today is the land. So for anybody who is interested in subscribing under our land banking scheme, they can subscribe at 13.9 million. But we would not allow a hotel because we're trying to make the estate residential, fully residential. So we don't have the commercial section in this particular estate, right? So we will not allow a hotel. You can allow clients who just want to buy and then build their houses, or they just want to buy for investment purposes and sell later, but we're not going to allow a hotel in this estate at the moment, unfortunately. Okay, thank you for that question. Rita, I see your hand up. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Good morning, Tom.
Good morning. Good morning, Rita.
Good morning, everyone. So thank you so much for the presentation. I have two questions to ask, but usually my client don't ask this question. How many months will it take to complete the unit? And if the client is interested, like how much can he or she deposit?
Okay. Are those your questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So for the units, we would typically require about 12 months from start to completion. Not 12 months from today, because we're not starting work today, but 12 months from start of the project till completion of the project.
Okay.
Now, in terms of the amount that the client is required to make as deposits, our minimum deposit is 30%. So 30% of whatever house type they choose. So if they decide to go for the 3-bedroom, for instance, assuming it's going for, say, 40 million, that will be 30% of 40 million, which is 12 million. That's the minimum initial deposit. They can pay higher than that if they have the funding for it, but the minimum we'll be accepting is 30%.
Okay.
Project timeline is about 12 months. Yes.
Okay. Now, lastly, if actually you deposit the 5 million, how will you spread the money balance? How many months will it take to spread the money balance, please?
If they deposit the 5 million, the remaining balance can be spread over. What we try to do is that we try to match the payment plan with the project duration. So if the project is a 12-month project, would allow up to 12-month payment plan, right?
Okay.
If for instance, the one that we have in Ajayapata that is nearing completion, we are going to deliver in about 4 months or thereabouts. Okay, so if we have one unit available now, if we are going to take any subscription, we're not going to allow more than 4-month payment plan because the project is nearing completion. But for this one that we are launching today, or that I've just announced, we would allow up to 12 months. But as we get closer to project delivery, the payment period that will be allowed would be shorter. Do you understand that?
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Sharif, I see you have a question. Please go ahead and ask your question, Sharif.
Thank you, sir, MD. I want to ask two questions. I heard you when you are talking about the land banking plots that we have. I want to ask, is there any other plot that is not land banking? And if there is, how much is it?
Okay, so thanks for that, Sharif. Yes, we do have, if you recall, during the course of my presentation, I said we have serviced and unserviced. So the land banking plots are the unserviced plots. So those ones will not be entitled to development or infrastructure development. We would have the service plots, which would be located in an area that would be developed. Now, the specific prices will be communicated. I don't want to mention the price for that now because we are trying to focus more on the land banking plots for now. But the price for the developed or for the serviced plots will be communicated very, very shortly. The major difference between the two is really the development levy. Okay, so the development levy is what will be added to the price of the unserviced plots to then get the price of the service plots. That will be communicated very shortly. The reason why I don't want to make an announcement on that now is because we don't have full details of the cost of infrastructure. You know, it's a new estate. We are still in a planning phase. We don't have the full details of the cost of developing the infrastructure for this estate. So I don't want to advise a figure that may not be accurate. But we're working on that. In the next couple of days, we should have a figure, and then we'll announce the prices for the service plots. Is that okay, Sharif? Does that answer your question? Okay, Sim Sharif is muted. Let's see if I can. Okay, yes, okay, you responded. Okay, so do we have any other questions from anyone? Any other questions from anybody? Okay, so in the absence of any other questions, I want to thank everyone for being a part of this. Okay, Rikia, you have a question. Rikia, please go ahead and ask your question. Let me unmute. Let me look for you and unmute you. Rikia, please go ahead.
Good morning, my MD. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Good morning.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Sorry, I just want to ask if we could have the recorded version of this soon, because when we started, the network was very crappy.
Okay.
So I'm just wondering, because I've missed a lot and I don't want to take us back, if it's something I could listen to, watch all over again, then I can put my questions to you much later.
Yeah, definitely. The session has been recorded. So would share the recording around all the groups, all the WhatsApp groups could even share via email. So everybody will get it. You get a copy, definitely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so much, Rikia. And thanks for your support as usual. Thanks for your regular support. Much appreciated.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Okay then. Yeah, so I don't think there's any other question. I see Sharif and Ihe and Acho. I don't know if their hands have been raised before and they haven't dropped their hands or they have any new questions. Let me check the comments to see if there are any questions in the comments. Says, okay, I don't think any. If you have any questions beyond what you have asked, or anybody who has any questions that they don't want to speak during the course of this presentation, please feel free to contact me. I'm sure you all have my number, or you can contact any of our team members, any of my team members. Customer service is on this call. The admin person is on this call. Our customer service lines are open. Our emails are open. Please feel free to contact us with your questions, and we'll be more than happy to respond. Okay, Sheriff is asking, what if a client wants a 600 square meter plot? Is there any provision? Yes, there's a provision for that. If a client wants a specific size, which is different from what we are offering, we would make that available, right? So it's a flexible layout that we have. We're building the layout based on 250 square meter plot sizes. But if any client wants a bigger plot size, we can always make arrangements for that plot size to be available to the client. So it's very flexible, right? I believe that answers the question, Sheriff. Okay, then. Thank you all very much for listening. Thank you for being a part of this session. And I look forward to your sales. I look forward to congratulating all of you. I look forward to seeing you in Cape Town. We are going to Cape Town. Some of the qualifiers for the Cape Town trip are on this call. I see doing Polush on this call. She's going to Cape Town with us. I see Ajoke on this call. Ajoke is also qualified for Cape Town. I want to see as many of you in Cape Town as possible. So please go out there, sell, market, and let's make some money, guys. Okay, this is a fantastic product. I'm so excited about it. We are going to put our best to ensure that we develop the infrastructure. That is one promise we're making to you. We intend to develop the infrastructure in this estate. We're not just going to sell and close the sales. We will develop the infrastructure. We will develop buildings here. I'm quite confident. I'm very confident about that. All we ask for is your support and your patronage, and I'm sure we would get to get to our objective. So thank you very much for listening. Thank you for being a part of this call, and see you some other time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.